Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So the last update about Twist of Fate, Grandma finally exposed Ria and Aliyah to the family. But you know how Ria and Aliyah are now. They were able to escape and nobody believed Grandma. So let's continue from there. After Aliyah and Ria blackmailed Meika that they will kill Sidat if she tells the family the truth about them, Meika tells everyone that she did not know that she will get the good news just as she comes here. She says, I used to like it whenever I hear Sidat praising Prachi. She says, if they agree for the marriage, then I will attend the marriage surely. Aliyah says to Meika that Sidat and Prachi are definitely ready for the marriage, and Aliyah asks Meika to come and see the marriage dresses. Ria says even I will come. They take Meika with them. Rahul asks his friend that what is the scene. They says they should start. They take the bag. Ranbir recalls Meika's words that Sidat usually praise Prachi, and Ranbir gets angry. Prachi calls Ranbir. Ranbir asks, what do you need? As I have nothing to give you, neither talks nor praises. He says, if you want to hear praises, then I will call Sidat for you. Prachi says to Ranbir that if someone says good things about me, then you cannot blame me. He says, you remember my praises, but you don't remember my words. Ranbir says, I told you that Sidat likes you and asked you to leave work. You did not listen to me. Prachi says to Ranbir that it is not my mistake if someone likes me. Ranbir says he did not go away from Sidat, knowing his feelings for you. Prachi says I was earning money for us and not just for me. Ranbir says you were earning for us, so you wanted to tell me now that you are superior. Ranbir says to Prachi that if you had told me that you needed money, then I would have done anything. I might have broken the stones for money, and I would have been better than Sidat. Prachi says I wanted you to live your dreams. Ranbir says to Prachi that my biggest dream was you, but you couldn't understand. He goes. Ria and Aliyah takes Meika to the room. Aliyah says to Meika that we are happy that you are here. Ria says to Meika that you have no idea what you are to me. You are my happiness and my life. You made things easy for me in my life. Aliyah says to Meika that Sidat is in our hands due to you. Ria says we can make Sidat dance on our tune. Aliyah says a sister is useful for a brother. Ria says Meika is very useful and our stars are good, that our destiny turned just as she came. Ria says to Meika that I wish that everyone would get a sister like you, not a sister like Prachi, but a stepsister like you. Meika says let me go. Ria says you have to attend the engagement. You will dance and you will get the mehendi applied. She says you are my life and I love you even more than Ranbir. Sidat comes there. Meika hugs him and cries. Ria says stepbrother and stepsister's love is real. She tells Meika that Sidat has a golden heart. He knows that her mind is very criminal and she did bad with him, but he still has a place for me in his heart. Sidat asks Aliyah and Ria to let Meika go. Ria says just now your sister was saying the same thing. She says why will I lose my power? Sidat says I will tell everything to everyone. My sister is safe here. Ria says I never loved you as you are always really stupid. Aliyah claps and calls the guns. She says they have guns and they will stay here as Sidat's colleague. She says if you open your mouth, then they will shoot you. Aliyah asks the guns to be tight-lipped. Ria says then you will be alive. Aliyah asks Sidat and Meika not to be oversmart. Ria says nobody is smarter than us. She says my sister will cry a lot. She will cry, and she will shed blood tears as her heart is injured. Shahana comes behind Prachi. Prachi says I really don't care, just that I am okay with everything. Shahana sees Aryan and tells him that Prachi and Ranbir are worried and you are having chips. She tells him what Prachi was saying and whatever is happening is wrong. Aryan asks Shahana that what are you saying? Shahana asks Aryan to go and check on Ranbir and report to her. Aryan says yes ma'am and he takes back his chips. Ranbir thinks that he just doesn't care about what Prachi is saying. Aryan knocks on the door. Ranbir says Prachi please just go. He says that it is Aryan. He says you are having chips. Aryan says I am hungry. It is better than eating someone's mind. Ranbir says even I will eat. He says I talked to Prachi and she hurt me. Ranbir says to Aryan that I am very angry and I don't want to care for Prachi if she doesn't care for me. Ranbir says I don't care if Prachi wants to marry or not. Aryan thinks that Prachi also said the same thing. Ranbir says I really don't care if Prachi marries or not. Aryan says then who will you love? Meika says to Alia and Ria that you both do not want me to tell anyone that you kept me hostage in the hotel and you blackmail my brother. She says things will be out of control in some time. Alia asks, what do you want to say? Meika says, I saw someone in the kitchen and they are planning to do something. Ria says to Meika that the guns are in our kitchen. She laughs and says you are funny. Alia says to Meika that what do you want to say? That Kishti is in making with guns. She laughs. They laugh at Meika. Alia says to Meika that you are a bad storyteller. Ria says very pathetic. You did not divert our attention. Meika says to Alia and Ria that I am saying the truth. Some people are planning big against someone in the house. Ria says nothing would happen. Alia says if something happens, then we will see. Ria asks Siddharth not to be oversmart. She asks the goons to take Meika to the hotel and says I am a best storyteller. Ria says who will ask about Meika? Siddharth says don't take Meika to the hotel. The goons hold Meika's hand and says we are here to take care of you. Ranbir and Prachi are coming from the opposite direction. Prachi's foot hits Ranbir and she is about to fall. Ranbir stumbles and holds Prachi. Aryan and Shahana looks at them and smiles. Shahana asks Ranbir, why did they turn their face? You guys are made for each other. Then why do you fight with each other? Aryan says to Ranbir that life brings you and Prachi together. If one falls, then the other should hold. Ranbir says if I collide with someone on the road, then I should stay with them. Prachi says our life would be different if we were made for each other. Ranbir asks Aryan if he knows about love and relationship, that he is advising them on it. Ranbir says that Aryan and Shahana are children. Prachi also says the same and she goes. Shahana and Aryan tease each other and they laugh, making fun of Ranbir and Prachi. Ria appreciates Alia. Alia tells Siddharth that his sister is alive. Ria says it is Baupa's day. We are so happy. Alia asks Siddharth to take some happiness from them. They will take it back from him later. Ria says, I know you love Prachi and you want to marry her, but you are acting in front of us. Ria says you might be imagining kids with Prachi and a wonderful life with sweet, sweet Prachi. Alia says to Siddharth that you can stay happy in front of us. We will not tell anyone. Rahul's friends walk away from there. A guy meets Siddharth and begins talking to him. Ria tells Alia that Grandma is upset. She says as long as my aunt is with me, then nobody can throw me out of this house. Alia says finally, you believe me. Ria asks Alia. Grandma tells Pallavi that she doesn't believe Ria. Pallavi asks Grandma not to see Ria's past record and says Ria is trying to become a good daughter-in-law and says why would Ria refuse to do the good work for her praises? What could be the reason for her refusal? Vikram asks Ranbir if he is fine. Ranbir says yes, I am okay. Prachi goes from there and her aunt touches Ranbir's hand and she goes. Ranbir says some people are very rude. Prachi says when you get tit for tat, you think it is rude. Prachi asks Vikram to ask Ranbir to get habitual to it and says you will get many of this from me. Ranbir asks Vikram if he saw how Prachi behaved to him. Vikram says it was your mistake before us. Ranbir says Prachi doesn't have manners. Aryan tells Shahana that they love each other and their ego is coming between them. Shahana says only they can distance each other. The priest asks everyone to gather for the puja. Everyone gathered and Rahul and his friend suddenly comes there disguised as goons and they hold everybody captive. Rahul hold Grandma captive, placing a knife on her neck. Vikram tried to send a message to the police using his phone. Rahul sees Vikram playing smart with his phone and he asks everybody to give their phones to Manish. Everyone gave their phone, but Ranbir refused to give his phone to the goons. The goons point a gun at Ranbir asking him to submit his phone, but he still refused. Prachi takes the phone from Ranbir's pocket and she gives it to Rahul's friend. Grandma says that she is feeling pain and she asks Rahul to move the knife from her neck. Rahul says how will it feel when the knife goes inside Grandma's neck? Prachi goes near Rahul and she slaps him. Rahul asks if Prachi wants to die. Prachi says I am not afraid of death. If Grandma screams in pain, then I will kill you. Rahul asks Manish to tell Prachi how it feels when death is on one's head. Manish falls down due to the carpet and Rahul also falls. Prachi takes Grandma to safety. They all begin fighting with Rahul and his goons. Manish points gun at Prachi. Prachi is holding the goon's bag. Ranbir sees Manish pointing gun at Prachi and he runs with Prachi. Manish shoots in the air and asks everyone to sit down. Prachi asks Rambo if he saw how she used the bag to eat the gun. Rambo throws the bag far away and blames Prachi for her careless attitude. Rambo asks Prachi that why did you slap the gun? Prachi asks Rambo not to show the fake concern for her. Rambo asks Prachi to close her eyes and feel it. Prachi closes her eyes and she says that she did not feel anything. Rambo says bravery without intelligence is not actually bravery. Prachi asks Rambo if he has started reading motivational books. Rambo says no, I have started seeing action movies like you. Rambo says you should watch cartoons. Prachi says when my son is born, then we both will watch cartoon together. Rambo says my daughter will play with Barbie and says I feel that my daughter. Then he realizes and he stops. Rambo says to Prachi that if you want to be superwoman, then remember that you are pregnant. Prachi says she is smart and intelligent and she is learning from her mistakes. Prachi says she couldn't see grandma's pain and says you were always late. Rambo asks, where was I late? Prachi says you were late to apologize to me when you doubted on me. Aliyah and Rhea runs away from there. Rhea says it was an attack. Aliyah says Meika was telling us about this attack, but we did not listen to her. Rhea says you laughed at Meika and I laughed seeing you laughing. Aliyah says you could have used your mind. Rhea says but I was following you. Siddharth comes there and says to Aliyah and Rhea that Meika was warning you and you made fun of her. Siddharth asks Rhea if she is loyal to anyone. Rhea asks Siddharth to see himself and says you have kept a legal relationship with the wife of the son of this house. Aliyah says I will see the situation outside. Rhea asks Siddharth not to talk to her like that and says I am not your wife. She says your destiny was good, that you got such high standard girl, but my destiny was bad. She says I found Rambo and I used you. She says I have used you then and I'm using you even till now. Siddharth holds Rhea's neck in anger. Aliyah comes there and pushes Siddharth. Rhea slaps Siddharth and kicks him with her leg. Siddharth pushes Rhea. Aliyah asks how dare you, and she asks him to think about his sister's life. She says I will kill your sister. Rhea and Aliyah kick Siddharth and go from there. Rahul asks Manish why did he slip and fall down. The other friend asks Rahul why did you keep the knife on the family member. He says it is your mistake. The other guy says we have power, don't fight. He finds the bag missing and he realizes that Prachi had taken the bag. He says he will bring the bag. Rambo asks Prachi not to blame him for the problem in her life. Prachi says you are the root cause of the problems and says you are my headache. Shahana hears them. Prachi says your timing is bad. Rambo says your mind is bad and you had ego that you did not return. Shahana thinks to stop Rambo and Prachi from their argument, else they will fight physically. She asks them who will go and fight with the goons. Prachi says I was fighting with them, but someone stopped me. Rambo says if I haven't stopped you, then who knows what would have happened. Prachi asks Rambo that why didn't you give them your phone? They begin to argue again. Rambo asks if Prachi have a heart, then she would have understand his feelings. Prachi says who is saying this? The person who doesn't even know love and feelings. Rambo asks Shahana to see what her sister is saying. Shahana shouts and says Vikram uncle and Pallavi auntie are with the goons along with the other goons. Prachi says there is something in the bag. They find a powder and gun inside the bag. Prachi, Shahana and Rambo says let go. Prachi walks in front holding the gun. Aryan hide with Grandma. Grandma asks Aryan to do something. Aryan says I will call the police. Grandma asks if he has the phone. Aryan says he has 2 phones. He finds the phone off because he plays a lot of game. Grandma scolds him. The goon comes in search of Prachi. Rambo keeps hand on Prachi's mouth. She bites his hand. Rambo eyes with Prachi. The goon goes away from there. Shahana is also hiding. Rambo shakes his hand as he feels pain. Prachi feels pain and blows on Rambo's hand. Shahana looks at them. Prachi asks Rambo why did he hide with her. Prachi says she had a gun and she asks why did Rambo not use his mind. Rambo says to Prachi that we did not take the gun to shoot them, but to scare them. Shahana says nobody's bad side should fall on my Tom and Jerry. Rhea asks where is Rambo. Shahana says Rambo is tied on Prachi's palu. Rhea twisted Shahana's hand and says if you say this again, then you will not be saved. Shahana steps on Rhea's foot and wonder. Rhea thinks that she will kill Shahana one day. Alright guys, thank you so much guys for watching. Please don't forget to like the video, share it, and I'll see you guys in the next update. Bye guys.